The dawn of 2025 brought with it the promise of new beginnings, a chance to leave behind the challenges of the past and embrace a future filled with hope. Yet, as the first day of the year unfolded, a pall of terror descended upon the nation, shattering the festive spirit and casting a long shadow over the year ahead. In two American cities, symbols of celebration and revelry became scenes of unimaginable carnage, as the specter of terrorism reared its ugly head, leaving behind a trail of death, destruction, and profound sorrow. The attacks, striking at the very heart of American life, served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most secure societies to the insidious reach of hatred and extremism. As the nation reeled from the shock and struggled to comprehend the magnitude of the tragedy, a collective sense of unease settled in, a chilling realization that the world had entered a new era, one where the threat of terrorism loomed larger than ever before. The attacks, occurring within hours of each other in New Orleans and Las Vegas, sent shockwaves across the country, leaving Americans grappling with questions about security, vulnerability, and the very nature of extremism in the 21st century. The incidents, as they unfolded, painted a grim picture of a society grappling with the rise of homegrown terrorism, fueled by online radicalization and driven by a toxic ideology of hate. The attacks, as we would soon learn, were not the work of sophisticated international terrorist organizations, but of individuals radicalized within the borders of the United States, a chilling testament to the pervasiveness of extremist ideologies in the digital age. As the nation mourned its dead and tended to its wounded, a sense of urgency gripped law enforcement agencies and intelligence officials, tasked with unraveling the motives behind the attacks and preventing future tragedies. New Orleans, a city renowned for its vibrant culture, joyous celebrations, and the intoxicating melodies of jazz echoing through its historic streets, became the setting for an unspeakable tragedy on New Year's Day 2025. Bourbon Street, the heart of the city's French Quarter, pulsating with life and laughter just hours earlier, transformed into a scene of chaos and carnage as a lone wolf terrorist unleashed his reign of terror. The perpetrator, identified as Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year-old U.S. citizen, Army veteran, and radicalized extremist, plowed a rented Ford F-150 Lightning into a crowd of revelers, forever etching the joyous occasion into the annals of the city's history as a day of infamy. The attack, as meticulously planned as it was brutally executed, claimed the lives of 14 innocent people, their dreams and aspirations cut short in a horrifying instant. The festive atmosphere, thick with the anticipation of a new year, evaporated into thin air as the deafening roar of the truck engine shattered the night, replaced by the blood-curdling screams of terrified onlookers. The bustling street, moments ago a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds, transformed into a scene of unimaginable horror, littered with bodies, debris, and the shattered remnants of a celebration brutally interrupted. Jabbar's rampage, fueled by a toxic mix of extremism and personal demons, ended in a hail of gunfire as law enforcement officers, responding to the scene with lightning speed, engaged the attacker, ultimately neutralizing the threat. Yet the damage was done, leaving behind a city reeling in shock, struggling to come to terms with the sudden and senseless loss of life. As the nation reeled from the horrifying news emerging from New Orleans, another incident, thousands of miles away in the glittering metropolis of Las Vegas, sent shockwaves across the country, raising fears of a coordinated terrorist attack. Just hours after the carnage on Bourbon Street, an explosion rocked the bustling Las Vegas Strip, targeting the iconic Trump International Hotel. The explosion, which originated from a Tesla Cybertruck parked outside the hotel, shattered windows, damaged nearby vehicles, and sent a plume of smoke billowing into the sky, momentarily eclipsing the dazzling lights of the Strip. The incident, initially shrouded in confusion and uncertainty, quickly became the focus of intense scrutiny, as investigators raced to determine whether it was a tragic accident, an isolated incident, or part of a larger, more sinister plot. The fact that the vehicle involved in the explosion, like the one used in the New Orleans attack, was a rental, further heightened concerns, raising questions about potential vulnerabilities in the rental car system and its potential exploitation by terrorists. The FBI, spearheading the investigation, immediately began exploring possible links between the two incidents, treating the Las Vegas explosion as a potential act of terrorism until proven otherwise. The incident in Las Vegas, regardless of its ultimate classification, served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of public spaces and the ever-present threat of terrorism that hung like a dark cloud over the nation. The fact that it occurred on New Year's Day, a day typically associated with celebration and joy, only amplified the sense of fear and uncertainty, casting a pall over the festivities and leaving Americans to grapple with the sobering reality of a world where violence could erupt anywhere, at any time. As the dust settled in the aftermath of the New Orleans attack, the nation turned its attention to the perpetrator, Shamsuddin Jabbar, desperately seeking answers to the question that plagued every mind. What could drive a man to commit such an act of unspeakable horror? The portrait that emerged, as investigators delved into Jabbar's past, was a complex and troubling one, revealing a man grappling with personal demons, societal alienation, and the insidious allure of extremist ideologies. Born and raised in Houston, Texas, Jabbar's life was, on the surface, one of accomplishment and promise. He excelled academically, earning degrees in computer information systems, and went on to build a successful career in the tech industry, working for prestigious firms like Deloitte and Accenture. He served his country honorably in the U.S. Army, rising to the rank of sergeant and earning commendations for his service. Yet, behind this veneer of success, Jabbar harbored a darkness, a simmering rage against a world he perceived as unjust and unforgiving. A series of personal setbacks, including a bitter divorce, financial struggles, and escalating child support battles, pushed him further down a path of despair and resentment. It was during this period of vulnerability that Jabbar encountered the seductive propaganda of ISIS online, a digital siren song that promised purpose, belonging, and a twisted sense of righteousness. Jabbar's online footprint, meticulously reconstructed by investigators, revealed a chilling descent into radicalization. He frequented extremist websites, consumed hours of ISIS propaganda videos, and engaged in online forums where hatred and violence were celebrated. His social media accounts, once filled with pictures of family vacations and career milestones, transformed into platforms for espousing extremist views, praising ISIS attacks, and expressing his growing desire to join their ranks. In the digital age, the threat of lone wolf terrorism has become more pronounced. These individuals, often radicalized through online platforms, operate independently. They are not directly affiliated with any terrorist organization, but are inspired by extremist ideologies. The anonymity of the internet allows these lone wolves to plan and execute attacks with minimal detection. It's a growing concern for security agencies worldwide, as traditional methods of surveillance are less effective against such isolated actors. Understanding the motivations and methods of these lone wolves is crucial to developing new strategies to counteract this evolving threat. In the digital age, hate finds a new home. Social media platforms become breeding grounds for toxic ideologies. As the world watches, the online echoes of hate grow louder, amplifying fear and division. It's a chilling reminder of the power of words and the responsibility we all share in combating this virtual venom. The aftermath of the attacks leaves a nation in turmoil. Fear and uncertainty grip the hearts of many. Communities once united now find themselves questioning their safety. The sense of security, once taken for granted, is now a fragile illusion. It's a time of introspection and resilience as the nation grapples with its new reality. In an age where terror can strike at any moment, the fight for security becomes paramount. Governments and agencies work tirelessly to thwart potential threats. New measures are implemented, and old strategies are reassessed. The balance between freedom and security is a delicate one, constantly being negotiated in the shadows. As we navigate this world of shadows, staying vigilant is more important than ever. Awareness and preparedness become our greatest allies. It's a collective effort, where every individual plays a part in ensuring safety. In the face of unseen dangers, vigilance is our shield, and unity is our strength.